Ready? Doesn't matter. You're going to get it anyways. Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
I cannot win for losing. I mean, honestly, I cannot win for losing. So my wife, she rides horses. I say she rides horses. She rides a horse. We have horses, but she rides a horse. She just came back from a show. She did good. She got out of 15 contestants, she got third on one trial. It's not a race or anything. It's a style. You know, you have to do certain styles and gaits and patterns and stuff. And they judge you as a rider and then how the horse responds to the rider. And she got third place out of 10 people, which is great. That's a lot. I mean, each test goes about, 20, 30 minutes. So that's a lot in itself. And then the same day she was in another, same thing. They do qualifications and then you advance on. And out of 15 people in the next round and stuff, she got fourth place, which is good for her. Being that she hasn't ridden in a show and probably, the last show she did was about 3 months ago. And prior to that, it's all been training leading up to this point. So you can understand the influx it takes to train a horse and ride a horse and do all that stuff and still, hours and hours of training to just get third place or fourth place. So what I normally do as she's coming back from where the horse is being boarded at, we have horses here on the property, and then the main horse, the show horse, is at a training facility. So it gets care and tended for and all that stuff that we can't physically do here on a 24-hour basis. So I sit on the front porch. And I sit on the front porch and, I scroll through TikTok and news feeds and all that stuff. And in front of me on the front porch, I got a rocking chair. 2-lane country roads, baby. I've got ilex shillings, if you know what ilex shillings are. Really, really woody type hedge in the front. And they're all shaped like little pom-poms. And I've been looking at them and watching this family of yellow jackets form a nest. Now, I sit on the front porch and I got one of these if you're watching this on the YouTube video. I got one of these on the front porch. It's a fly swatter. And because we have carpenter bees and I like to smack them off because, our house is a cedar plank siding and they like to bore in there. So if I see a little carpenter bee, fucking McEnroe that bitch right across the goddamn landscape. And so I started seeing this family of yellow jackets forming a nest inside one of the ilex shillings. So when I get out close enough, I'll smack them. You don't want to piss them off. If you're going to hit them, you got to commit. You got to make sure that bitch is dead. Well, bam! Because that bitch will come after you. So this has been going on for a couple weeks now. And yesterday, I'm like, oh, it's a nice cool day out here in the North Carolina area. I said, oh, it's like 87. Ooh, it's nice and cool, nice and breezy because we had a storm come in today. So I said, let me go ahead and cut these hedges down. They need a little trimming and stuff. And I get to the one hedge that has the yellow jackets in it. And I'm cutting the top. And it's big. I mean, it's probably, 4 foot in diameter, probably about 4.5 feet, if not just about 4.5 feet tall. And I'm reaching over it and trimming. And I stand back and kind of look at the shape of it. I don't see any yellow jackets at all. I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe they're gone. Maybe they're sleeping. Maybe they moved out. Maybe I got them all. I don't know. So the bushes I like to keep the bushes about maybe a foot off of the deck, so it's a nice clean line. When you look behind the bushes, it's a nice clean, square, uniform, OCD type line. So I get behind the plants and I'm shaving up and down, from the top to the bottom, to the bottom to the top. And that's where the nest is. Oh, they came out. Oh man, I pissed them off. And the reason why I say I can't win is this is my hand, right? If you're watching this on YouTube video, this is my right hand. This is the one I had the cat bite on. Everything's fine. It looks good. Look at this guy. Look how fucking swollen that bitch is. Look at it. Are you looking at it? Look how swollen that guy is. They fucking took revenge on me for killing their family members. My name is Montillo Montoya, or whatever his name is. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Zap, zap, zap. I'm like, holy shit. Look at this. So I come in the house. I scream, first of all. Ah! I go off running out of the bushes trying to get out of there. Shit, they're fucking getting me. My wife's knocking on the window. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. Scared the shit out of me. I know. Sorry, I got stung by the yellow jackets, and I came inside and I showed her my hand. The fingers that they stung. She's like, oh, babe. I go, I know. This morning I woke up, friggin' balloon knuckles here. So I fucking can't win for losing. And my wife goes, now you need to watch it. I said, yeah, babe. She's like, I'm not going through that shit that we went in through on the cruise line. I'm not going through that. I said, babe, this is just, excuse me when I pick my nose. This is just an allergic reaction to the venom. Well, maybe the stinger's still in there. No. Yellow jackets don't leave the stinger. They put it's so potent, they just lick you with it. And it fucking kills you. It zaps you. You're done. I say done. Well, you need to keep an eye on it. I said, all right, Peter. All right, I will. So I look. It was actually, this is as big as it's gotten. And I looked up online, how to take care of it. I guess I got to put ice on it. It said it's going to last, the swelling will last about 7 days. But the swellingness and itchiness only happens to about 10% of the population. So look at this guy. How lucky am I? Now, back in my landscaping days, I had a landscape company in Orlando, Florida, and we did designs and installs and everything. We also did like maintenance work, had to trim bushes and stuff. I was out on one of the lakes, one of the many lakes in Orlando, and shrub was easily 7 foot tall, and I'm literally face in it, cutting the hedges and stuff. And I got the crew. I had a crew of 4 guys, and I'm doing this one because it needs to be nice and tight and right. Stuck my face right into, same thing, yellow jackets. Popped me here, and here. My whole entire face blew up like a friggin' baboon. One of those baboons you ever seen where their eyes are real small, but they got all that skin around that's all blown up. Oh, yeah. And then I started going. I was like, oh. And at the time, we didn't have smartphones or anything like that. I had a BlackBerry at the time. And I think I looked it up that you could go into where it would close your esophagus. So I panicked for a little bit and relaxed and sat down. But yeah, I mean, yellow jackets got me. Fucking got me. God damn it. I can't win for losing. And of course, my wife's going to worry about it, as she does. As she should. She should worry about me. But I also worry about her, riding these horses and stuff and falling off, hitting the ground. But she wears her protection. She's got a chest plate that she wears. She's got a helmet. She's fallen several times. Unfortunately, not for her, but the horse, one of the horses that we had was just not liking what she was asking the horse to do. So she protects herself. I try to protect myself. And that's where we're at. While I was mowing the lawn, my lawn, let's see, what time is it? While I was mowing my lawn, we live out in the middle of nowhere. We live in Marshville, North Carolina, which is probably about 38 miles from Charlotte, east side of Charlotte. We live, 22 some acres. There's nobody out here. I mean, there's a big, like I said, 2-lane country road out in front of us, but it's mostly like chicken trucks, like poultry trucks and stuff going by, and the occasional commuter and stuff cutting through to get to somewhere else, to Charlotte, I guess, for the most part. So when people pull into my driveway, I just kind of peek around and go, "What are you here for? Are you here for eggs?" Because we do sell eggs. We have a sign on the side of the road that says buy eggs, but everyone's freaking out because of the bird flu thing. So no one's really coming around to buy eggs. I do have a couple families that do come by. They buy 4 or 5 dozen at a time, which is great. Give them to them, and they're happy, and they go on about their day. This is the unfamiliar car, and he yells out the window, "Travis!" and I got my headphones on, not these headphones, but my ear pods and stuff. I go, yeah, hold on. I've got the trimmer. I just got shocked by the goddamn yellow jackets and stuff. He goes, I'm looking for your dad. I'm like, okay. And I'll dive in that story when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. Still dealing with it. I'm still dealing with it. But I think it's mostly allergies now. Like I said, I mowed the lawn yesterday and 22 some odd acres, but 4 of that physically has like common area grass, in between the barn and the house and stuff. So I was mowing the lawn and, oh man, ugh, that web right on the bottom of my throat. So forgive me, please. Again, one more time. Hopefully it'll be gone by next week. Another I can't win for losing. My wife pays for vision and dental for both of us. Dental right now, I've gotten all my work done. I got my, my veneers here all done. I got all my cavities. They did, surgery and all that stuff. Not that I had a fucked up grill, but I didn't have insurance for a long, long time. And so not that my teeth were bad. I did have some cavities in the back, little pop holes in the back. So, but, we got to fix this, and we're going to take this out and put a bridge and do all that and rip that one out. And so all that's done. It's taken five and a half years to do all that. But one thing I've never gotten was like sit down in a vision, one of those vision chairs. Which one looks closer? Or which one looks better? Left one, right one? I don't know. But when I used to get I would go for part-time employment and stuff, I'd always get a physical, and they'd, do the eye test. And I'd do the eye test, and they, okay, you got 15-20 vision. It was always 15-20 vision for the many, many years. Now, of course, I haven't held down a 9-to-5 job in so many years, but my wife still pays for vision and dental. So we were screwing around the other day, and we were at Big Lots, and just killing time. My wife and I, we don't get to spend a whole lot of time together because of her work schedule and my work schedule. It just doesn't match up a whole lot. So when we have time, we're not working out in the yard. God, no, it's fucking hot right now. I said, let's go shopping here. Let's go shopping here and see. We haven't been here in a while. So we went to Big Lots. One of the stores we went to was Big Lots. And we were walking around, and you ever seen those racks with all the sunglasses and stuff on them, the little spindle rack and stuff? Well, they had one with reading glasses on it. And I've noticed over the last probably 6 months, if not 8 months, if you're watching this here on the YouTube video, you can find us over at This Is 50 Show. I've been doing this a lot more. Oh man, like right now it's completely blurry. I know you can't read this right here, but I'm like, let's see if I can get the camera. Right there is clear for me. That is perfectly clear. I don't want to read all my text messages and stuff like this, though. So, you read them like this, and my vision has taken a fucking shit. So, we're looking at the reading glasses, and she goes, "Here, try these on." I'm like, I don't want to. Dragging me into the pool. I don't want to go in the pool. Try them on. So I put a pair on. I'm like, she's like, "How they look?" And I go, in my mind, I'm like, holy shit, I can fucking read my text messages. I go, yeah, they're all right. Well, are they good or are they all right? I said, no, they're fine. They're fine. Well, try these. I put those on. She's like, these are a little bit less magnified. And I put them on. I go, yeah, it's pretty, pretty good. She's like, okay, we'll get them. I'm like, how much are they? She's like, they're $8. I said, we're not buying anything in here. I'm not paying $8 on a pair of glasses at Big Lots. I said, we'll go home and order some nice ones with nice frames and everything. She's like, you promise? Yes, babe. I promise. Just get me out of the store. I'm already embarrassed. And I always chalked it up to anytime I really, really read my phone is first thing in the morning. Wake up, check all my news articles because I do several other different podcasts. I got to stay up to date on stuff. I got people, buying airtime on other things, and I'm texting back and forth. And it's hard. I'm just chalked it up to, early morning crusties in my eye. And then throughout the day, of course, I'm walking around and I literally hold my phone, like I said, but down around my belt so I can read it and stuff. That's just the way I am. So she ordered a box of 3 of the 1.25 magnifiers. So hold on. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to put these on and turn around and you can see me. So hold on. Here we go. Here I am. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at me. Look at me. Oh, my God. Look, I know I still have the sticker on it. The please remove sticker before putting glasses on so it doesn't impede your vision. They're square frames. They're square glasses, but the metal's on top, and then everything else is glass underneath. So I've got 3 pair. I got one by my bedside. I got one in the TV room, and then I got a set up here. I don't need the set up here. I kind of brought these up here just for novelty to show you guys. But what do you think? How do I look? Do I look all right? My wife goes, "Ooh, baby." Hot for teacher type deal. I go, I guess so. You know, some chicks like that stuff. Don't we all? No matter what sex you are. Ooh, hot for teacher. All right. So there you go. Those are my glasses. I don't need them right now. I can see the screen and all that stuff. But when you get down into it, like serious reading, I got to put those on. Just started. Like I got those this past Monday. So don't make fun of me. I've joined your club. I've joined the over 50 now having to wear reading glasses. When her dad passed away, the funny part, I say the funny part, not because he passed away, but when we were cleaning out his house that he was living in, he had easily 30 pairs of those glasses laying around the house. He would buy them like blister packs. Like there would be 6 of them on a blister pack. And he had them, a blister pack in the kitchen, blister pack by his bedroom. I guess he would lose them all the time. And so kind of, when we were cleaning out his house, kind of joking, like, who needs this many pairs of reading glasses? Well, hopefully this guy won't need as many pairs because I only read my phone in 3 different places. But I will tell you, I did go to lunch with my dad and I could barely read the menu. I literally did the whole cell phone camera, so you can see magnify the menu through the camera. My dad's like, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm taking a picture of the menu for Amy, my wife, so she can see what we're eating." Okay. Speaking of my dad, many, 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 many years ago, he wrote a book. This is a time where Amazon was just coming to, before they started selling other shit. It was still basically a book proprietor, or seller. They sell books. So my dad wrote a book and went through an online publisher, had the book published. We got, I don't know, I think it was like 100 copies or something like that at the house. Gave them away, family and friends and stuff like that. And he sold a couple. He did what was it at? There was a bookstore many years ago that's not around anymore. So it's one of those bookstores, like not Brickstone or whatever like that. Like Barnes & Noble. I think it was Barnes & Noble. Are they still around? So he had where the author sits and reads the book and tells about the story and reads the book and tells about the story. And he had probably, a good 30 people sitting there watching him and listening to him. He signed a couple books. Now, this is back in 98, 99, somewhere around there. He had good rapport with everyone. Had a good, turnout. People bought his book. I think it was like maybe $9.99 or something like that. It's softback. Paperback. And then he put it up on Amazon. If you wanted to buy the book, he would get like $1 something for every book sold. And once he did that one and he got a little clout and stuff, he wrote another book. 3 years later, wrote another book. Did the same thing, wasn't as big turnout because now Amazon started selling other stuff. So, and the internet came around a little bit stronger than it was back in 99. And there was a lot more avenues for people to get information, yada, 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 yada. So he just kind of left it. So this is in 2000. So my dad's 78 now. So this is, 24 years ago. He wrote these 2 books. So when he moved up here, we had a big old garage sale. And he still had a couple copies. I say a couple copies, probably a couple boxes of his books still. And I said, Dad, let's just put them at the garage sale, sell them for $2, and, you can sign them, for our Neanderthal. No, I don't want to say Neanderthal. For the local community that comes by and buys your book. How about that? Because we are kind of hillbilly. So a couple people bought the book, and I said, well, that's my dad right there. He wrote the book. Oh, my God. I said, do you want him to sign it? So, yeah, I'll have him sign it. So he signs it, and they go, and they ask him questions about it. So where I'm getting at is I'm sitting there on my driveway, and this guy pulls up. Travis. Yeah. Take my earbuds out. I'm looking for your dad. He's in the house. Why? What's up? Not a common thing. My dad doesn't have any friends up here. I just want to know, you had a garage sale here about 2 years ago. Yep, sure did. He goes, I bought 2 of those books. Your dad signed them and everything for me. He goes, I have been looking on the internet to see when's his next book coming out. I said, really? He's like, man, those 2 books, they're awesome. He's like, I was all, and he's like, and that guy at the end, he got his ass. And then I don't want to give the books away, but he's telling me these things. And can you believe what happened with the heist on that one? And I go, yeah. I said, yeah, it was pretty, kind of cool and stuff that my dad. He's like, man. He's like, they need to turn those into a movie. I said, the funny part was, when my dad moved in, he's got this big manila envelope with certifications of him having complete ownership and stuff. And if he ever, or when he passes, because it's not if, it's a when he passes, and if someone wants to come to whoever or want to make a movie based on those books, I would have complete rights to, this is my dad's book. He's turned it over to me. It's in his will, and I own complete ownership of it. I'll tell you titles here in just one sec. He goes, he's not writing any more books. I said, no. I said, he did those 2 books. Like I said, like I told you guys just now, I said, he's 78 years old. I said, he really hasn't done anything. And he's feeble. He's old. He's not as sharp. He's not as sharp as he was back then. So, he's like, oh, man, that's a shame. He's like, I really enjoyed those books. And him and his wife both in the car nodding. And he was probably maybe mid-60s. And, young couple, and just wanted to say, appreciated the book. Thank you very much. He's like, I've driven by this house so many times and hoping to catch someone outside so I can say something to him. And here you are out here cutting the hedges and getting stung by by yellow jackets. And I just wanted to give my thanks, and I appreciate your dad's book. And I was looking for more, but I feel I'm sorry that he's not writing anymore. I said, yeah, that's pretty much come and gone. Now, I told my dad this whole entire story about the guy showing up, and maybe it'll inspire him. All he does is sit in his room and like literally my monitor. I have a 33-inch monitor, 32-inch monitor, whatever. Who fucking cares? And he sits this close to the monitor and watches all the shows. He's got the cable hooked up to it and all that. So he watches TV sitting in his little computer chair. He's got one of those gamer chairs though with the big high back, all contour and stuff. And he sits in that chair all day long and just watches TV. So maybe this will inspire him to write another book or a short story or something like that. I know he's got stories. God damn. Listen to me. I got stories all the time. I tell you guys every week. But he has stories too, I'm sure. So I just thought that was kind of, kind of neat. I told him, and he's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, you got to write another book. You got a fan out there who wants another book." Oh, all right. On he goes about his day. I talked to a guy in the Ukraine the other day, and I'll get into that story of how we met and what's going on in his life and what's going on, what he's doing now. You see everything on the news, and not to get too political here, but I'll dive into his story and what we were talking about when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. I saw a post on Facebook, and I'm honestly tired of seeing these type posts. And the post goes something to the effect of, why don't we raise the taxes on Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg? They should be paying more taxes. And normally it's from a left-wing person, someone who doesn't understand economics as far as how taxes, where taxes go, and who has to pay what taxes, and if what taxes get this, and the whole spectrum of all that. Now, I don't claim to understand it 100%, but I'll tell you what I do know. First of all, no one says anything about Bill Gates anymore. Where's that little troll hiding? You don't hear they don't lump him in the billionaire club anymore, even though he's like one of the first major tech billionaires. He stayed out of the picture for the most part. But I asked the person, or I mentioned to the person, I said, hey, look, you want to tax these billionaires. How come you're not a billionaire? Everyone has an opportunity to do something. If you've got the drive and the desire, especially in the United States, you can do anything. Now, am I ever going to be a billionaire? No, I don't want to be a billionaire. Would I like to make a lot of money? Yes, I would like to make a comfortable amount of money. But as far as being a billionaire or an opportunity, it's not my shtick. It's not my go. So why should we punish, and I say punish using that term very loosely, why should we tax someone who's done very well for themselves and contributed so much into society, into creating new things, Christ, you got Jeff Bezos shooting rockets up in the air, furthering the space exploration. You got Mark Zuckerberg, for what you want to say, he's creating the whole media, whether you like it or not, he's doing something with his money. And you got Elon Musk, he's doing the Boring Project, which is where they're drilling holes and creating an underground subway system for highly populated areas. Yeah, I didn't know that. Some people probably didn't know that. He's making all these electric cars. He's gotten all these different things and gone to space and done all that other stuff. But it's not like they're just sitting around like Scrooge McDucking and laying on this money and going, we have all the money in the world. You guys are poor and broke. The reason why I mentioned Bill Gates was if he doesn't go to the ATM and put his card in there and, check balance. Oh, shit, I only got $52 billion this year, or whatever the amount is. Oh, man, I got to, move some money around or something. If he was to pull all his money out and in cash and stick it in a room, gangster style, like Breaking Bad style, do you know how many economies would collapse? I mean, when I say economies, foreign economies, because he's got so much invested in them. Our economy, for the most part, would in some areas, certain staples would collapse as well. So when you say, well, let's tax these guys a little bit more, let them pay for their share. Sweetheart, darling, sir, dude, my guy, they're doing it already. You don't see that. You don't see the money that they shell out all the time. And anytime they make a corporation or they're creating jobs. It's the whole Ronald Reagan trickle-down theory. If you don't know what trickle-down theory is, I'll explain it to you in a couple easy sentences. If you give tax breaks to people who create businesses, businesses will create more businesses, which businesses will hire people, and the people can get jobs. They can get a better wage, a better life, and will funnel in more taxes into the government, making government less and making government smaller. So would you rather tax one person $1 billion, or would you rather tax, 100,000 people $1,000? That's kind of the way it kind of works out a little bit. Everyone's got to pay their fair shares. You got to do roads and all that stuff. So when you if you tax the big guys, then they don't have money to spend on other stuff. Well, why should I open up another business? You're going to tax the shit on me. Why should I do that? Why should I do this? Why should I employ these people? Why should I better the planet? And that's what they don't understand. When I see that, that's what they don't understand. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If your views are totally different, that's fine. Well, what about the poor people? Again, we were all started off on the same page when we were born. No matter who your background is now, rich people got better. Yes, but they had to start somewhere too. I don't know. People get mad. People get mad over the darndest things that they cannot control. I feel better if we tax them. So I told you that I do a couple other different podcasts and stuff. I forgot to tell you the name of my dad's books. So the name of my dad's books are The Incident on Jubal Mountain, Jub, I think IAL, Jubal Mountain. That's one of his books. And the other one is the Justice Council. Justice Council is the other one that he wrote. So you can check those out. Kind of drug dealing, stealing money, whodunit, fingers pointing, corrupt cops, that type of stuff. Both of them are very interesting. One's a bank robbery, one's a bad cop story. So check those out. So my dad can get $1.25. You'll probably want to tax my dad on that too, won't you? So like I said, I do a couple of different other podcast shows, and the way I make money, not to give my secrets away, is something called buying airtime, buying advertisements on the show. So I get a lot of people that buy advertisements, add airtime on the show. And one gentleman I came across, he's like, hey, I've got this thing that I'm doing and so on and so forth. And I said, oh, that looks great. And we kind of went over his ad and what he wanted to do. And he goes, I'm basically in the Ukraine. And during the war, we just ran away and went to Kiev. He's like, everything's good now, but I'm trying to get this online something shopping or something that he's trying to get going there, which is good. He's trying to get his feet over here in the United States, which is fine by me. And we got to talking a little bit. He's like, yeah, everything was bad. I was there when Russia was coming in and being occupied and everything. And I said, oh, that's horrible. I said, I really don't know a whole lot about it. I said, they don't show a whole lot here in the United States. They just pick and choose what they want to have on the news to make it not sound so bad. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. There's, we don't have any soldiers over there, so they really don't put a whole lot of emphasis. Oh, today in Ukraine, such and such got attacked and blah, blah, blah. And that's it. I mean, it's a 30-second package soundbite on the evening news, and then that's it. He goes, no, it's really bad. And, my family, we're all safe and we're in Kiev. And, I'm trying to get money for my family. And this is, an outcome that I've always been a tech guy and so on and so on and so. So it was just interesting to listen to his story and through emails and text messages and stuff. So it's one of those, you just kind of think that, hey, this is really affecting people. Does it affect me? It's kind of like the Palestinian thing. I don't know enough about Palestinian and Palestine, and all you other moron and goofs out there are like, I believe in Palestine and, from the water to the walls. And shut up. You are just, I'm going to be political. I'm going to be political, even though I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, so I can't discuss it. Same thing with the Ukraine. I know basically what's going on there, but I'm not going to sit there and discuss it. Well, you should. Travis, you should care about it. You know what I care about? I care about not getting stung by yellow jackets. That's what I care about. I care about doing things on my little world. Well, this could affect you down the line. When's this going to affect me? Well, we have to tax. Our taxes are paying for that. Oh, God, give me a break. So it was just interesting. That's the only thing I wanted to bring up about him, that I was talking to a guy who was actually in the war. They were occupied while he was there, and he ran and stuff to Kiev to be safe for his family. So I wish him well out there. Speaking of music, speaking of running around and running back and getting old and stuff, I know I'm going to dive into this Nickelback one more time. Small, little brief. I want to talk about it. And something that I was thinking about that they said on that Nickelback thing. I know everyone's like, oh, fuck you, Nickelback. Well, you know what? Nickelback doesn't like you either. I'll dive into that story when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. I put my hand up to my face here. Oh, it's warm. It's warm. Yeah, they got me good. Jesus Christ. I'll put some ice on it tonight. So, real quickly on the Nickelback thing, one of the things that they said, Chad, what's his name? Chad Kroger? No relation to the convenience store or the grocery store. He asked his buddy, do you want to create new music? Because they took a hiatus there for a little bit. Do you want to create new music and get that music out? Or do you want to just keep playing? Are we at that age where we just keep playing our old stuff over and over and over again? And the guy goes, well, of course I want to make new music and things, and of course play our hits and stuff. So I thought about that statement for a little bit. When I was mowing the lawn, I usually listen to news podcasts and live streaming stuff, and sometimes I'm like, all right, I get it. And I'll switch over to like 2000s rock music on iHeartRadio. Who pays the bills here, by the way? And I'll listen to them, and they go through the cycle of all the big rock stars in 2000, and Nickelback comes around. I'm like, oh, I like that song, give it a thumbs up, so I'll hear it again. But I don't know, I'm not ready to listen to new music. They say the older you get, you quit listening to new music and only listen to what music you grew up with. I said, okay, I'll take that theory and I'll change it one bit. When I was in my late 20s, I told you that I worked in several different nightclubs, several different strip clubs, rock and roll strip clubs, country strip clubs, which is weird in itself. Yeehaw, mama. And I had to be on top of all the music. Now, I graduated high school in 1991. I don't listen to any of that music. None. Zip of that music. I mean, I'll listen, like if it's on, oh yeah, hey, but I was in like punk rock music. Oh yeah, that's Misfits or whatever like that. But I don't listen to it now. No. Music was garbage. And so then you get into the 2000s, and like, 2000s. I'm listening to them like, oh yeah, I remember that time, but that was kind of cool and stuff. There was a concert in the Orlando area. I think it's going around right now. It's Cheap Trick, Journey, and Def Leppard, which technically those are three different genres of music, but they just happen to be in the same time era. And when I say different genre musics, if you like Def Leppard, you did not listen to Journey. If you listen to Journey, you did not listen to Cheap Trick. If you listen to Cheap Trick, there was no way that you're listening to Def Leppard or Journey. But now they've got these three up on stage, and you got this whole massive, I think it was, I forget, Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. I see all these videos and stuff. It's packed. It holds easily 60,000 people. It was packed of these people, adults, kids probably too. I say kids, not 50-something years old. Nostalgia type stuff. Listening to these three bands play their hits over and over and over again. And so when I was thinking about the Nickelback thing, if they were to come out with a new album, would I listen to it? No, I don't think anyone would. If Creed came out with a new album, would you listen to it? Probably not. Not because of all the, maybe one song. If they can get that song into a movie or something like that, see, that's the hook. That's the thing you got to do. You got to take a song or an album or something like that and tie it to something else to help it stay above water. You just can't release it and go, here's the new one by Creed. And some kids are going, Creed? Who the fuck is that? You mean the boxer guy? He made a song? Is it a rap song? But look at the Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones, they produce, I don't know how many albums. But when they had a new album, they hooked that song into a commercial. They hooked that song into a movie. They did something, that rolling end titles of, whatever. And, oh, there's the Rolling Stones song. I like that one. Oh, that's off their new album. Oh, okay. But that's the only song they play off that album, off that new album. Because nobody wants to hear all the other garbage. I would play Brown Sugar. Play it. Just like a Becker should, yeah. I don't think they play that one anymore. But nobody wants to hear the new shit. They just want to hear the old hits, the ones that they went to high school with, the ones that shaped their lives, the ones that they, that's where older bands like that make money. I say make money, get an audience. Billy Joel's the same way. He comes out and plays the hits. He might play one or two songs, deep cuts or something like that for the diehards, because he's got a lot of diehards. Elton John, same way. But I was just thinking about Nickelback and the bands from the 2000s. Alien Ant Farm, band I loved the first two albums. They were great. They're showing up now on TikTok, and I'm seeing new songs by them. Are they cool? Yeah, I like them. They're not catchy. I can't get into them yet. You know why? Because it's not connected to something. I'm too old now. If you connect that to a movie and it's a great movie, yeah, I might like the song. I'm not going to like the song, really, at 51 years old because of a TikTok video. No, it's not going to have that grasp. Maybe I'm not their audience. I better be their audience because they're the same age as me. But so that's what's happening there. I just thought that was an interesting comment that Chad Kroeger made as far as should we create new music or just keep playing the old hits and fade off in the distance. And, at the age of, I think he's 49 or something like that. I forget what his age is. He's going to end up being the modern day Rolling Stones at the end. Not talent-wise. I'm talking music-wise. Just doing that again. What time are we at? Where are we at here? Oh. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time. I don't have cable TV. Everything I got is streaming, Netflix, Hulu, Paramount. What else do we have? I think that's it. Netflix, Hulu, Paramount. Oh, Prime. Prime comes with ours. And I think there's one more in there. So there's 5. So the utility bill or the streaming bill is like, what, $60-something, which isn't too bad. We do have a electric antenna. I have an ATM machine. I have a digital antenna. It's connected to the front of the house, and they have coax cables, so all the TVs are tied into that. So we get like weird channels like Fox and Fox 1, CBS, CBS 2, Grit TV, Game Show Network. These weird digital channels that if I had a stronger signal, I'd probably get more. But we keep that for just updates, live information. And now and then you'll catch a baseball or football game on those channels. So I'm watching something on, it's got to be Hulu because they have ads in there. And they had a Oscar Mayer commercial. My baloney's got a first name. It's Oscar. Blah, 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 blah. My whole entire life, I despise eating anything Oscar Mayer. I think my mom used to buy it. I think that's what happened. My mom used to buy it because they were cheap. And, growing up, times are tough and all that. So we'd have Oscar Mayer hot dogs. And every time I cooked them, I'm like, God, this is fucking rubber. That's what it is. It doesn't even taste like a hot dog. It just tastes like a meat putty garbage. So my whole entire life, I will not eat anything Oscar Mayer. Sorry, Oscar Mayer. If you want to sponsor me and change my mind, you got better products out there and you'd like to ship them to the show, by all means. I'll take it. I'll take your money and I'll talk all about it. How good and delicious and yummy, 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 yummy. Right now, no. Yuck. Blech. I think it's because, oh, excuse me, well, I cracked there. I think for the most part, Oscar Mayer's packaging is horrible. When I look at a pack of hot dogs, a pack of bologna, a pack of anything that Oscar Mayer makes, it's this, what color? You guys know what color it is. It's a yellow fucking plastic background. It's on a blister pack, for starters. No different than the reading glasses my father-in-law used to have. It's a yellow back with ketchup red writing. And you look at that and you're like going, that looks like Play-Doh. That nothing about this packaging or anything looks appetizing at all. The logo doesn't look appetizing. When they show it on TV, nope, everything looks like bologna. Play-Doh bologna. So my whole entire life, I refuse to eat anything. I say refuse to eat. I will not eat anything. Like people go, here, have an Oscar Mayer hot dog. No, I'm good. Have a hot dog. What kind is it? Oscar Mayer? Nope, I'm good. Anything that Oscar Mayer makes, I don't know how they stay in business. They must have their fingers in something else. I don't know what it is. But that packaging and that whole, it looks like everything they make looks like Play-Doh. It looks like Play-Doh, and I don't like Spam. I would eat Spam. Let's put it that way. I would eat Spam before I ate an Oscar Mayer anything. Because if you look at Spam, the can itself, first of all, it's metal. Ooh, that's how good it is. They stick it in a metal container. And then they show Spam on the front. If you're watching me here on YouTube, they show Spam on the front like they're cutting up a fucking Christmas ham. Look at the glaze on it. It's got like parsley and sprigs of, garnishes all the way around it. And I think there's like an iced tea or something in the background on the Spam can. And you're like going, you know what? That actually looks pretty damn good. I would eat that over anything Oscar Mayer makes. Now, as far as taste, it probably tastes about the same. But in my mind, that image of that metal can, oh, this is real. You're turning that key and going around the edge and dump that thing out with the gelatinous. I would eat Vienna sausages because they look more delicious on the package than eating anything that's Oscar Mayer. That's how much I despise Oscar Mayer. I don't despise them. I just won't eat them. They haven't done anything to me. God almighty. Gross. All right, I'm going to take a quick little break, and I'll discuss something else about, speaking of eating, about doing cookouts and stuff. And the older I get, the more I realize that maybe I should follow that direction too. So stick around. I'll be right back. My dad asked me the other day. Well, first of all, my dad's technically, his job here is to dishwasher, wash the dishes, loads the dishwasher, unloads the dishwasher, put things away. And then my wife and I play the game of where could it be now? I don't know. Where's the fucking bowl that was sitting here the other day? That's what we like to play. Because he puts stuff away just wherever there's an opening in a drawer or something. There he goes. He keeps the utensils pretty much together, but it's like the cookingware, like the mixing bowls and the chafing dish and Korean. Not Korean, the big trays that we make like lasagna and stuff. I don't know. Sometimes they end up in weird places. But the other job that my dad has is in the morning, he gets out, fires up the side-by-side. We have a side-by-side here, drives down to the chickens and opens up the chicken houses. Lets them all out on the property, run all over the place. He'll take the garbage from the night before. He'll put it out on the burn pile because we don't have garbage pickup out here. He'll burn everything that's burnable. We do recycle, but everything like cardboard boxes, paper, wrappers, Oscar Mayer packages, that type of stuff, we'll burn them on the burn pile. And then the chickens come by and kind of eat all the carbon and stuff. It's good for them. And since we have a garden now, he'll go through the garden and pick out whatever's ripe and ready. We have tomatoes, we have jalapenos, banana peppers, habaneros, zucchini, cucumbers are done. Got too hot for him. And then we also have black-eyed peas or field peas, depending on what side of the country you're from. So he'll go out there and he'll, grab a couple of the pods and stuff, and he'll bring them inside and he'll shuck them. He'll get probably about, if you're watching this on the video here, see this little peanut, my little emergency backup peanuts, just in case you get hungry. He'll, by the end of the month or end of the couple of weeks, he'll have about that money, which is not much. This is 27 ounces. So he asked me the other day, because I did this last year when we had a whole bunch of field peas. I had big rows of them, so we had freaking gallons of them. I would can them, put them in the thing, a little bit of water, some salt. I throw a habanero pepper, or not habanero, jalapeno in there. And then I put them in the Instapot and can them. You cook them up and then you put the lids on them and they suck down and everything's air fresh and ready to go. So throughout the year, we'll open a can up and pour them out, and he can have black-eyed peas all year round. So this year we didn't have a whole lot. We didn't have a great crop because I didn't go out there and do what I was supposed to do. It's my fault, I know. So we probably have like 8-9 plants out there, and it makes a good little crop. So he's got bags, Ziploc bags full of shucked peas. And he asked me, "Hey, you think you could can these like you did the last ones?" And I look at him, I'm like, "Dad, that's like two jars, maybe 1.5 jars full of beans." I said, "When you get a lot, let me know and I'll do that, because it takes a lot of time and effort to, put them in the jar and put the water in, and then, get the crock pot going and not the crock pot, the Instant Pot going, and you hit the button and it steams, and you're going to watch all that and make sure it doesn't blow the fucking roof off. And then when it comes out, you got to put the lids on them and sit them on the counter and let them cool. It's a process. It's not physically a lot of work. It's time-wise, it's a lot of work." I said, "Dad, just fire up a pot on the thing and cook them up." "No, I want the canned ones like you make." I'm like, it's honestly, in my mind, I'm looking at my wife, it's not worth my time. It's not worth my time to, babe, he wants you to do it. Okay, I will. What he doesn't know, my dad, we were going to use the Instant Pot to make dinner for the next night. I said, "All right, Dad, I'll do it. I'll make them. I'll put them in. I'll can them. I'll do them." Okay. Next day goes on, the day that we're going to use the Instant Pot for dinner. I come up to the studio. I forget what I was working, probably editing something, doing social medias and whatnot. And I take a break and go inside like around 3:30. And I walk into the house and it's a little smoky. I'm like, "All right, Dad, did you cook a hamburger or something in here? Dad?" And I look at the stove, and he's got a 5-quart pot with those black beans in it. Not black beans, sorry, black-eyed peas in it. And he's let it boil so much that there's no water in it. They're friggin' frying in the pot. So I looked at it. It wasn't, they were burning. Smoke and everything. But I didn't want to turn it off or anything. I wanted him to see what he did. I know. Passive aggressive, right? So I knock on his door. Dad! He's sleeping. Passed out in that gamer chair that he's got. Beer on the counter there in his room. "Are you cooking black-eyed peas on here?" Huh? I gotta put water in them every hour. I'm like, "Well, I don't think there's anything rehydrating these beans." "What happened? What do you mean?" So he comes out there. I left the burner on. I said, "Dad, these are done. You have almost burnt the house down again." Now, the reason why I'm pointing this out, I must have fallen asleep. Dad, you know that between 2 and 4 is your nap time. Why would you cook beans? And I said, you should set an alarm on your phone, on Alexa, or whatever device that we bought him an Echo Show. Dad, set an alarm. I thought I could take care of it. No, you're 78 years old. You're not writing any more books. You're not cooking any more beans. And the reason why I bring this up is Amy's dad, my wife, her dad used to live with us for 6 months. He would start drinking at 9 in the morning and would put something on the stove and completely forget about it. Breakfast, whatever like that. And I mean, literally, like pots and pans were on fire. I told my wife, I said, I can't do that. I don't want to leave the house and worry about him burning down our house. So I didn't throw him out. He took it upon himself and said, I'm going to move out. And, he moved out. He did. And that's why, when he passed away, he had all these glasses and stuff all over his house. My dad, on the other hand, knows that story and kind of panicked a little bit. They're going to put me in a nursing home. I'm going in a nursing home. It's okay, Dad. It's okay. I'm not mad. I just want you to know that this is what happened. I want you to see the effects of when you fell asleep, this is what happened. Now, the reason why I wasn't that hard on him is, ironically enough, the week prior, when my wife was working out of the house, she was making breakfast or something, and on a pan, just a regular, 9-inch skillet, she was making breakfast, eggs or something, and we have a gas stove, so if you don't turn it all the way off, the flame still stays on. So again, I come in the house, and that pan is smoking, and I'm like going, babe, are you waiting for this pan to get hot? Again, passive aggressive. Oh my God, is it still on? She ran in there and turned it off. She's like, oh shit. Her problem was that she was on phone calls. She's got a, wireless headset, and she's talking to people, and they're, divvying up the world, third world countries, and, financially and stuff. So she's got an important job. She didn't realize that she didn't turn it off. So then fast forward to a week later, my dad burns the beans on the grill. And so I didn't really get on him about it, but I wanted him to see that that's what happened. So, but he just couldn't wait for me to get in there and, waste 3 hours. It takes about 3 hours, 3.5 hours physically of time to can something. And I just wasn't in the mood for it. Not for 2.5 jars, 1.5 jars, whatever I said before. It wasn't worth my time. Plus, we still have 1 jar or 2 jars left in the cabinet. Eat those, Dad. There goes our crop. Oh, so stupid. Let's see, where are we at for time? I know I ramble a little bit. I'm getting to the point where the older I get, the more I really don't want to eat other people's food. And what I mean by that is, when you go to a party, when you go to a barbecue, when you go somewhere, and they ask you to bring like a covered dish, or someone brings a covered dish, and you're like, oh, this is good. And I don't want to say I'm the neatest person in the kitchen when it comes to cooking. My wife gets on my case all the time. If I use a spoon to stir something and leave it on the counter, and then come back a little bit later and use that spoon to stir something else, she'll rinse it off, wash it, something like that. I'm like, why? It's the same spoon for something. Why should I get out a different? I don't want 9 spoons on the fucking counter. I'm using the same goddamn spoon. With that mentality, I think about when other people cook food. And I know it drives my wife crazy when I do that. Clean that pan out. Oh, the one you almost burnt? But I'll cook eggs and something in this pan, and then I'll take it over the sink and kind of get all the grease and stuff out, and then I'll cook like hamburger meat in it. She's like, you didn't clean that out. I was like, yes, babe, I just used it 2 hours ago. There's nothing wrong. I'm making something for lunch. You didn't clean that out all the way. So when I say all these things, it got me thinking. I worked with this guy many years ago, black guy. I don't know why black matters or anything, but he says that, he goes to a lot of cookouts. Maybe that's why I bring it up. He will not, refuses to eat anything he'll bring his own food, he says. He goes, yeah, my cousins, had a barbecue and stuff, and I go over there with my Tupperware of the food that I made. Now, granted, he doesn't eat meat. He doesn't eat any of that stuff. He's kind of special. He's got specialty dietary needs. He just doesn't eat meat, which is fine. So he'll bring fish and some vegetables and stuff, and he'll heat it up in their microwave and open it. He goes, nope, I don't eat other people's food. He goes, I've been to my friends' houses. I've seen their kitchens. I know exactly how and what they do and how they make their food. He goes, I won't do it. And when I first met him and stuff, I just thought that was silly. And I've known him for, 15 years now. And to this day, he won't eat other people's food at cookouts and stuff. I've tried to bring in stuff when I was working with him side by side. Tried to bring in, hey, my wife made this and leftovers, and it was stuff that he likes. Nope, I'm not eating it. I'm like, all right, well, shit, I got lunch then. Sorry. But then I get to thinking about, when I cook food, you know how many times I've taken a spoon and tasted a sauce or something? Put that spoon on the counter and then take that same spoon and stir that pot again. Y'all needs a little salt. And then again, taste it again. And then that is what I'm bringing to the cover dish. I licked this spoon like 4 or 5 times. I kind of went, maybe this is what my friend D was talking about. I was thinking about, I kind of double dip my spoon into this, spaghetti, let's say spaghetti sauce, because that's easy to do, into the spaghetti sauce. And now I'm going to serve it to all my wife's friends. Maybe I should not eat other people's food. I don't know. I was just throwing it out there. It was just a weird, eye-opening thing that I was like, oh, wow. I'm doing exactly what my friend D did not warn me about, or did warn me about. So there you go. All right, when we come back, I am not too happy about something I got to do tomorrow. I'll dive into that story because it's, I don't want to say it's going to be bad, but I'm thinking worst case scenario. I'm like, ooh, really? Now it's on me? All right. I'll dive into that when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. Look at my hair. Jesus. That's all I got. Oh, yeah. I know. Look at my hair. Looks good. It's getting long. I bought, my wife and I bought the Just for Men for the beard, my little goatee and stuff. If you were watching this over on the YouTube channel, this is 50 show over on YouTube. And make sure you like us over on Facebook as well. This is 50 show on Facebook. I've got the haircut like, I'm going for what's his name from The Bear? The main guy. That's the haircut I'm looking for, getting right now. Looks good. When I go to bed, I put earplugs in. At the time when I started putting earplugs in is because I have had 2 English bulldogs. And you know how they sleep all the time, by the way. They go both of them. So I put the earplugs in, just kind of put that out. But if you've never slept with earplugs in, it's kind of like, what's that water immersion where you sit in not a bathtub, but kind of like a bathtub type thing, and it's black in there and sensory tank or something like that. You can if it's quiet enough and you have earplugs in, you can hear your own heartbeat. And listen to yourself breathe. And the 2 rhythms together help me go to sleep all the time. I say all the time. I wear them all the time. Even when we went on our cruise to Alaska. Where's my earplugs? Plug them in. Another thing that I wear, I know, you're going to say, what a princess, is I guess I got a hairline, tan line. You can see where I wear my hat. I got a little tan line on my forehead. Never noticed that. Thanks for pointing it out, guys. Appreciate it. But I wear a face mask or sleep mask. Not a CPAP, an actual blinder. It's padded and stuff. But the thing is, it's a soft material. It's like a nylon stretchy material. And it's got foam and padding and stuff, and it's got cups around your eyes so you can still blink inside without scraping your eyelashes on the inside of the mask. You put it around your head and you wear it all night long. If you don't wash that thing, not that it stinks or anything, but the oils on your face create these things. And we'll get real close to the camera here if you're watching this. You see the little bumps? They're like little pods, they're not pimples. That's the thing. So I looked it up online. It's a combination of sweat, hair, and oils underneath the skin. And it's hard. So I started getting them like on my face, like around where the mask sits. So I'm like, great. Something else I got to worry about, trying to look perfect and stuff. And so I have to buy another mask so I can rotate the two out when we do laundry and stuff. But I saw that the other day, and if you can't pop them, I have a needle, long safety pin needle. It's probably about 3 inches long. You dig it out, and once you dig it out, it's like a little seed. It's like a little rock, not hard like a rock, but it's but you bleed for a while. So now and then, if you see a little scab or something like that, I've picked one of them out. I'm hoping, this is what I hope. I'm hoping that if I continue to swap out my mask and not use the same mask for, 42 nights in a row, that my body will absorb these cystical dots on my face. Because I try to take care of my face. I've seen some people that are my age, and oh boy, are they wrinkled. Crow's feet and all that stuff. I put lotion on all the time. I have a lotion up here, this one right here, that keeps me aromatherapy, stress relief, eucalyptus and spearmint. And it's got, baba oil or baba lotion, or I don't know, it's got something in it. Chia butter. So it smells so good. Smells so good. I relax so much. My wife's got one in her desk because she gets a lot of stress when she's taking over third world countries. Something that's stressing me out right now is something I got to do tomorrow. By default of my job that I have and all the other podcasts and stuff I do, I have stuff to do live performances. There's times where I have to go to, a location, depending on the show, and we'll set up. We have all the mics. We have all the external speakers. I'm a one-man show here, mixing boards, laptops, all that stuff. We'll go out and we'll do a podcast at someone's, grand opening or sales event or something like that. And so my neighbor knows this, and I told you that, he has a little prom. He's got, 6 kids, and each one's graduating every other year or something like that, or they just have like an annual dance. So he asked if, I would be okay with, setting up and playing some music. Oh, I can do that. Set the mixing board up, got the laptop. You have a playlist? Cool. Plug it in, thumb drive. I'll pull up the program to run all my stuff. I use Radio Boss to run all my stuff. And, play it through the speakers and, sit back and relax and watch the kids have fun. And then they come up and request something, and I'm like, I don't have that on the playlist. Hold on. I've got their Wi-Fi. I'm on their Wi-Fi, so I plug in the Wi-Fi thing, and I look it up on YouTube and just play it straight from YouTube. It's just easier that way. I don't have to deal with a whole lot of stuff. So I've been doing this now once, if not twice a year for the neighbors. And, it's usually late night on Saturday from, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock 7 o'clock to like 11. So it's like 4 hours. And while I'm there, kids are having fun, and my wife's over there, and we're just kind of hanging out and chatting and stuff. And I bring a cooler, but nobody at the party, of course, drinks. So I got to do like a sippy cup. Do I have my sippy cup up here? No, I don't have it up here. But I got a to-go sippy cup. So I got to run out I bring the side-by-side next door, drive everything over there on the side-by-side. I keep a cooler in the back of the side-by-side. Polaris Ranger is what I have, by the way. And, pull a beer out and pour it in my sippy cup and then go back to my quote-unquote DJ booth and sit there and sip on that and just kind of relax and don't get out of control. Don't do anything stupid. They're 16, 17-year-old kids. So this one kid is moving out of state. And because he has, quote-unquote, so much fun, he said, Mr. Neighbor, meaning my neighbor, not me. Mr. Neighbor, I enjoy coming to these dances and stuff. Can I throw my going away party here? And without asking me or without my knowledge or anything, the neighbor said, sure, you can have it here. He goes, I want to do a karaoke night. Okay. We can do that. The neighbor's like, they're very, very, homeschooled, very, very religious. Yeah, we can do a karaoke night for you, James. Let's call him James. All right. So the last prom that I went to, or the last prom that I did, my neighbor comes to me and he goes, actually the wife goes, ask him. My neighbor's like, he's not going to want to do it. It's not for us. It's for someone else. And I'm like, ask me what? He goes, one of the kids is moving out of state and don't feel obligated. He wants to do a karaoke night here. And I'm like, okay, we were wondering if you could kind of do this for his karaoke night. So I had millions of questions. I'm like, does he have a karaoke machine? Does he have, all the lyrics and stuff? Does he have all that? Does he have the lights? How far do you want me to go with this? Because I do have some Rockville lights and stuff that, I can do different streams and ambiance lighting. He's like, I don't know yet, but you don't feel obligated. You won't hurt our feelings if you said no. I said, I don't mind doing it. In my mind, I'm like, as long as he has a karaoke machine, because I do not have a karaoke machine. So fast forward to this past Saturday, get a text from him. Hey, you still up for the 13th? Yep. As far as now, yep. I said, just tell me the time and the place and how much or what do I need to bring? All right. So right now, it's Friday, the 12th on July. It's 7:27. At 1:30 today, haven't heard anything from him. This party's going to start tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So I text him, hey, is everything good over there? He gives me this big long, yeah, he's a pilot. I just flew in. I'm starting to clean out the garage. He's got a big, huge 10,000 square foot. I don't think it's 10,000 square foot. It might be 8,000 square foot. Huge 2-story workshop where we have the prom, and it's a perfect place for it. He's like, I'm coming home now, and I'm getting ready to clean out everything. I'll let you know when you can start bringing stuff over. I'm like, okay, what am I bringing over? What do I need to bring? Well, it'd be great. I bought a banquet table. Can you bring your banquet tables over? That's fine. I use them all the time. I got the old school wooden ones that, your church used to have, and I got the plastic ones that fold up. Yeah, I can bring them over. I said, as far as he said that, and also all the stuff that you bring over for the prom, your laptop, your mixing board, your speakers, your lights, and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, I can do that. I said, does this person have a karaoke machine? This is where it gets stupid. He goes, no, the kid wants to use your laptop and he's going to find all the songs on YouTube. And my daughter's got a projection screen and they're projected up on something. I said, okay, that sucks. Wasn't planning on that. But all right, I guess I'm a karaoke guy now. And then I said, well, does he have microphones or anything like that for karaoke? Or are we using mine? And he goes, no, I believe we're using yours. So now I'm like, fuck. Why didn't you just say, is there any way possible that you can turn what you do for our prom into a karaoke thing? Now, I know a lot of people out there are going, well, what's the difference between your karaoke thing and playing music for the people? The difference is the microphones. I do live events. And the live events, if you're watching this on YouTube, uses these microphones. Now, they're not expensive. I love the sound that they have. These are Rode pod mics with the XLR cable in the back. They go for maybe $100 each, but they are not made to be this handheld, dancing around. Woo-doo, whoa, halfway there, whoa, living on a prayer. They're not made. They're made to be on a stand. They're made to be not wiggled and jerked and flown around and stuff. Now, I do have a couple Shure microphones that work very well when I have a live show. But the thing is, I've got to turn all the speakers down because the way my Shure microphones work with the setup that I have, I get feedback. So can't play music and have the Shure microphones feeding back unless the speakers are at least 30 feet away. Then I don't get any feedback. I know I'm going to get a whole lot of, you need to set the noise gate. You need to fix all this stuff. I'm not doing it. No, because this is all now thrown on me. So I'm sitting there going, okay, fine. I will. Luckily, I've got, I have 3 here in the studio, and then I have 2 spare pod mics in my to-go bag and 2 Shure mics as well. So I'm like, all right, now I'm using my microphones, and I'm using my microphones for something that they're not made to be used for. They're made to sit on a stand. They're made to be, right here, not to be touched, not to be thrown around and wiggled around and all that stuff. And meant to be on a stand. And now you're using my laptop to read. I don't know. It just seems like it's a lot of, oh, by the way, type deal. And I'm like going, Jesus Christ. Now, because this is not a family event for my neighbors, this is an outside source using my neighbor's place. When I do the proms for the family, they always just say, here's $100 for your time and your trouble and all that. And here's some food, leftover food and stuff. And I'm fine with that. $100 to sit there and watch some goofy kids dance around and stuff, and I really don't have to do anything other than turn the music up or turn the music down. I don't mind. I'm right next door. But when you start getting into pulling stuff off, using my laptop as a device for entertainment, I say entertainment, for your karaoke, you're starting to use my quote-unquote bread and butter type stuff to do something that they're not supposed to do. And I'm wondering, what's the end result of this party? So I'm not pissed. I'm concerned. Granted, the kids are well behaved. The kids are okay. They're all homeschool kids. So I'm out in the public. Woohoo! Wee-hoo! Who gave me some pixie sticks or whatever? I'm out of control. I've never been out of the house before. That's what I'm afraid of. Because I've seen some of the kids, they dance and get out of control on the dance floor. Because, more people, girls, they're 15, 16 years old. I don't know what they're going to do with the microphones. And that's what I'm worried about. I know it's a $100 microphone. I can, drop in the bucket for some of us out there. Don't pay taxes on it. But it just seems like I went from just bringing my speaker, soundboard, and all that to actually being the host of this karaoke party, which I guess in my mind that's not what I agreed to. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know next week exactly what happened, and how much I got paid for it. Because price or anything like that was not discussed, and $100 is not going to do it. So sorry there, James. I'm gonna need a couple of them. A couple $100 easily, almost $1,000 I'm going for. So if I can get $1,000 out of them, that'd be great. Don't you think? I know you're going, 16-year-old kid got $1,000. I've seen his car. It's a fucking Corvette. Right? He's got the money. Homeschooler. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to whatever you got to do. Okay. See you. Bye.